You know what time it is. It's Stephen King time, baby. Y'all ready for some Castle Rock Radio? Yeah. Welcome to a new episode of Castle Rock Radio. I am Max Booth.
And I am Lori Michelle.
And this is a Stephen King podcast, a podcast where we talk about Stephen King.
Wow.
One of the initial names of this podcast was called Stephen King Talk, but you denied it. Why?
I don't recollect denying anything.
I believe before we got on the air, you told me you had a list of reasons you were going to save until we began talking.
Oh, is that what it was?
This is a free space. Go right ahead.
I remember you coming home one day and saying, I started a new podcast called Castle Rock Radio and you're going to be on it. That's what I recollect.
Today on the episode, we are talking about Season 2, Episode 2 of Hulu's Castle Rock. Now, Castle Rock, explain it.
It's a series.
Of?
People on TV.
Episodes?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Now, Castle Rock, Maine, correct?
Yes.
It's a television show.
It is.
On Hulu. Now, Hulu, explain this.
Hulu.
Explain this to anyone who's
Hulu
listening.
is a streaming service, meaning that you use this new thing called the internet.
Wait,
and they will
you've lost me.
Send you
streaming. What do you mean?
Yes, they will send you movies over the internet.
Who?
Hulu.
Mr. Hulu?
Yes.
Well, so Miss Hulu.
Mr. and Mrs. Hulu.
Okay.
They will send you movies over the internet and put them on your TV.
How do you fit the disc in?
There's no disc.
I don't understand.
It's the internet.
Like a floppy disk?
There's no floppy.
Let me ask you a question here.
Yes.
Castle Rock is a television show.
Yes. We've gotten this established already.
This is episode 2 of season 2.
Yes.
So, episode 1, that came before.
Yes, it did.
Episode.
And guess what episode's going to be next?
Episode 5, I think, will be next.
No.
Considering, I think full episodes are already on Hulu by the time we begin.
You didn't say which one would be uploaded next.
I didn't say anything. You asked me what would be next.
It would be number 3.
This is episode 2 we're talking about.
I know.
Pay attention. God, well, you're embarrassing me in front of all of our listeners.
Of course.
Thomas, I apologize.
Thomas, help me.
So the last episode ended with Annie Wilkes driving an ice cream scooper down Ace's throat.
Yes.
So you call him Ace in the Hole.
Ace in the Hole.
And then dragging his body down to a haunted construction site, a.k.a. Salem's Lot.
Right. It was just a construction site. We don't.
What do you mean it's just a construction site? They've established that it used to be the home of many witches.
Witches, yeah.
Who will burned at the stake. So obviously it's going to be haunted. Come on
course.
now. Stephen King wrote this.
Oh, okay.
He did not.
No, he didn't.
Do you think he has any involvement on the show? I don't think he does.
I don't think he does. I think it just took characters from his universe and made a story out of it.
It's really much similar to Fargo.
Yeah, it has a Fargo-ish feel to it.
By which, I mean, they just took a pre-existing property and took, like, the themes and the feeling of it and just made their own thing.
Right.
Yeah. Now, Fargo. That's not in Maine.
No, that is in North Dakota.
Explain the difference.
I don't know, about 1,000 miles probably.
Oh my God, an hour?
An hour?
Yeah, 1,000 miles an hour.
I don't think so.
Now, who decided to make... Nothing's coming to me.
Okay.
Let's quit this bullshitting around, okay? We have a serious episode to do.
Of course.
About Castle Rock, episode 2, season 2.
Yes. We've established this lots of times.
So we begin right after episode 1 ends.
Yeah.
Episode 1 ended with Annie falling into a hole.
Like a hole in the ground. It was like a cave.
Some type of secret bat cave.
Yeah.
Now, does Batman exist in the Castle Rock universe?
I don't think so.
Can you imagine Batman going against the fucking finger coming out of a drain? those rest of you. Show me the hand. Show me the hand.
Show yourself.
Who's the hand? Who's the hand?
Okay. Alfred, get the Drano.
Oh my God, Alfred, your hair's white.
You must have seen something scary. Never mind, you're just old.
Alfred, I'm gonna need to change my bat suit. Can you imagine him running around fighting toads falling from the sky?
No.
Wait a minute. That cat went down that guy's throat? What the fuck?
Are you saying I need to eat my fingers?
They taste like what? But no, she falls into a cave and bats just emerge.
Right, lots
And
of bats.
episode 2, season 2 of Castle Rock begins with waking up or just landing.
Yeah,
It's a
like,
pretty big fall.
yeah, I'm surprised she didn't get hurt.
Yeah, I don't think an injury is a
No,
presence.
they never even. She doesn't even like limp or anything afterwards.
Well, the thing about this is, have you ever fallen into a bat cave?
I can't say that I've ever fallen into a bat cave.
Philly soft.
Is it
All the what's the bat poop name?
guano?
All the guano
Smelly.
makes a
I don't know
smooth,
if it is.
a soft
I don't think
little.
it'd be that soft.
It's like falling into a puddle,
Oh, okay.
not a mud,
No, that's
shit.
that'd be a band. That'd be a band.
which would also be a band. It's called Nickelback. You like Nickelback, so what are you
No, I
laughing about?
don't.
You love Nickelback.
I do
you have
not.
every album they've ever
I
made. You have
do
a
not.
T-shirt.
I've got like 2 songs.
Do you know how they got the name Nickelback? I know. This is
Something
a joke.
about getting a Nickelback and change or something.
That's exactly right. It is the stupidest thing.
Yeah, I'm sure there's stupider things.
Yeah, probably.
ever.
Like puddle of mud is pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Isn't that could also just be a quagmire? That's what a puddle of mud is.
Giggity giggity.
Diggity. No
No
diggity.
diggity.
A surplus of no diggity. No one is knowing what we're talking about.
No, they have no idea.
Welcome
Sorry.
to the show. We're talking about episode 2, season 2 of Castle Rock. Annie Wilkes has just woken up. Well, maybe just landed.
Yeah,
In a cave of bats that are really upset that she has disturbed them.
Yes.
Bats are either sleeping or acting pissed off that they've just been woken up, much like dogs.
Yeah, that's pretty much all dogs do.
Have you ever seen a bat?
Yes, I have.
Okay. They look quite disgusting looking.
They're pretty freaky looking.
I've never seen like a live bat up close and personal.
Really?
Once a bat flew and I think hit me in the head, but kept going. I was standing up in front of my hotel drinking coffee and something flew past and hit me in the head and I dropped my coffee. I think it was a bat.
Probably.
'Cause it was
Your
like-
hotel is right in front of a bat cave, so that doesn't...
What?
There's bat caves right there across
Oh my
the
God.
freeway.
Oh my God, I didn't know
Didn't
that.
you know?
No.
That's why that we don't have any mosquitoes here.
Oh my God. I didn't know
Crazy,
that.
right?
I don't see any bats. Do you see
Yes.
bats?
If you look in the night sky, there's bats all the time.
I thought those were grackles.
No, not at night.
Yeah. Where do you think grackles go to sleep?
On the wires outside of the local grocery store.
Once my hotel found a dead bat in the swimming pool drain.
You.
Once, I have one little bat anecdote to share.
Already.
Then we will continue. We at my hotel, I was at a meeting in the afternoon, so the whole staff was at the hotel. My GM was talking about something that no one was listening to, and the AGM came rushing into the office and told my GM there was an emergency going on. A bat had gotten trapped in a room with 2 guests, and the maintenance man wasn't present. So my GM went up to the guest room with a one of those big poles with a net that you usually
Yes.
had to give leaves out of a swimming
Yes.
pool.
Yes.
And she found the 2 guests, a man and a woman. They were naked on the bed, hiding underneath the covers, and directly above them was a bat on the ceiling.
Awesome.
And they were too afraid to move.
I probably would have been pretty afraid to
So,
move too,
my-
but I might have snuck out of bed to put clothes on.
And then got back in bed.
No, I wouldn't have gotten back in bed.
So my GM, the genius that she is, she swung the net, missed the bat, and hit the man. The bat. I don't know what happened after that. Maybe the bat won.
Maybe so.
Maybe the bat is still ill. Maybe the bat rubbed its loud feet against the carpet and made a bunch of noise on a microphone.
Maybe.
So Annie Wilkes, who is one of the main leads in Castle Rock season 2.
I think
this is episode 2 of season 2 that we're talking about. She falls into a bat cave.
Jesus Christ!
It's like, what is this? Like a catacomb? So
I
you
don't
say
know.
it, catacomb?
It kind of looks like catacombs. It's like, I don't think it's a natural cave. It's definitely been like dug out.
Now, it's been a couple of days since we watched this episode, which is episode 2 of season 2 of Hulu's Castle Rock, which is a streaming service. Am I remembering this correctly? Inside this hole, this pit, like mummified corpses.
I think there's at least one. I don't know if there's
maybe just some spooky skeletons.
Maybe I think there was one like mummified looking person though.
I can't remember now.
Yeah.
What I'm thinking of, at least, the dead body wise, is Ace. Is what I'm thinking of, who is definitely
right. He's
dead,
definitely
laying
down there.
inside this
right.
this
But I
spooky pit.
think there is another mummified body down there.
Do you know what else is a spooky pit?
What?
Brad Pitt's Halloween twiddle name.
Huh?
Spooky
Pit. Nice.
It was stupid.
Yes, it was.
I knew it was stupid.
And you still told me.
Yeah, well, you've told me stupid little things.
Whatever. So she manages to climb out of...
Oh, man.
Oh, that's right. She tries to climb out of it.
She falls again. Still,
yes.
She's not injured at all.
No.
She moves around like these tunnels, and she eventually finds stills to the inside of a building.
Yes.
An abandoned building. Abandoned house. When is a house not a building? When is a building a house?
I don't know. I assume it just depends on the zoning.
Okay.
I don't know.
She the house is abandoned. There's a lot of random shit going around.
Right.
There's a tent and a kitchen.
Yeah,
so
I
it
think
gives you the impression that someone's been what do you call it?
Squatting.
You're a big fan of squatting, am I correct?
Oh yes, of course. That's how we got this house.
Now, if anyone wanted to squat, do you have any tips?
Get a squatty potty.
No, how do you get a squatty potty?
You can order one online.
Online?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean by that? And next to the tent, she finds a man and a woman buck naked going at it like two people having sex.
They were fucking.
Really vigorously as well.
Yes, it was like, it almost sounded like somebody was being hurt.
It was like some supernatural fucking...
I don't know, but then she goes around the corner and it's just they're having sex.
Yeah, and they look at Annie like, what do you
alone.
freak?
Yeah.
Get pill-a-volt?
And she just keeps going on. Okay.
And she runs out of the house, and we see the sign that says the Marston House.
Yes.
Which is, and it has a constant, Riddled would know, is the house from Salem's Lot. So that begs the question, will those two people vampires fucking?
Maybe.
This Dracula, like, was he a Dracula?
Maybe. But does he come out during the day?
I think he was coming at night.
Was it nighttime?
Dracula can only come at night. That is the one thing everybody knows about vampires.
Only.
Now, if you were a vampire,
If.
and you came in front of a meal, would any of that show up?
I don't think so. Why would you be looking at yourself in the mirror knowing you have no reflection?
If you imagine this, you were a vampire and you can produce jizz. And you came on a sidewalk. And you left, but maybe you did like a camera and you held it on that jizz. Call it like a cum shot, okay? Now, when the sun rose up eventually, would that cum sizzle?
I don't know. Would it burn away?
Can vampires produce semen?
I don't know.
Because semen produce a vampire.
Little baby one, maybe.
So she escapes. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
And she also loses a necklace.
Yes.
Assembled on this construction site.
The necklace that she got mad about losing in the first episode. She's like, "That's my mother's. Give it back to me."
I don't remember that.
Yeah, the doctor had found it. And...
Oh yes, now I do.
Yes.
Okay.
Ta-da!
We also get, I don't know if this is the same day or not, but who gives a shit? Sticking with the same setting with the Malston house, at some point, it might be a few days later, Abdi, he sends his, one of his business associates' friends to go check out the Malston house and kick out whoever's been squatting inside because he knows someone is. He goes into the house, he finds the tent, he finds the two homeless people who were going at it, like two people having sex.
Yes.
They have been killed. Almost like they've been, incinerated.
Yeah.
How would you describe these corpses?
They were just,
cooked?
Crispy.
Yeah, crispy. Much like the new Popeye's chicken sandwich.
Which you can get on Sundays.
Okay. Now, this might be false advertising because I've not had one of these sandwiches. I don't know if they are crispy.
They could be soggy. It depends on which Popeyes you go to, I assume.
I imagine they at least have chicken in them.
That would be a big assumption.
But yeah, the homeless folks, they've been killed by something.
Right.
And not just a normal killed, they've been cooked, fried, crispified. And before he can investigate anything else, this guy, there's a business associate, he is hit in the back of the head with a big axe.
Right.
You don't even see who's wielding this tool, this mechanism. I mean, if it was a vampire, don't you think it would be fanging him?
You would think so, but maybe vampires like axes.
What do you call a group of vampires?
A coven?
A fang gang. That is my favorite subcategory on Pornhub. Gang fangs. So Tim Robbins, who plays someone.
Pop Merrill.
Pop. Pop! He is getting chemo, so we know he is dying at some point.
Right.
Well, that's not what that means necessarily.
No, not necessarily. He's a sick boy.
He's a sick boy. He's a naughty boy.
Right.
He's been getting chemo, and his adopted daughter's been giving it to him because she's a nurse or some type of medical
She's
lady.
the doctor. She's the head doctor.
She's a doctor. Excuse my sexism.
Yes.
I apologize.
But while she's giving him this chemo, she's like, I know what Ace did to Abdi. He came to our house and firebombed it or whatever.
Yeah, and that he gets pissed off. He storms off in a haze to go find both of them.
Right.
We also had, I think during the chemo, we get a flashback sequence of Pop adopting Abdi and Dr. H.
Yeah.
How's that go out?
Well, we get a flashback of him being on the war.
Back in 1994.
Or, well, aren't you specific?
The rule of 1994.
94?
Yeah, that rule.
But it's like all these Somali people, he helped them come to the United States, these refugees.
Yeah.
And helped them find a place in Maine for them to live. And then he adopted the two of them, Abdi and Dr. H, whose first name I think is Nadia.
Maybe. But
Maybe. I can't
with an H.
No, but Dr. H.
I think
her
it's
last name.
Henrietta. That's the only name with an H I can think of.
Think of.
Can you think of any other female names that begin with an H?
Hattie. Hannah.
Come on, get real.
Henley. Harley.
Henley?
Haley.
Okay, that's enough. You're just making words up.
No, I'm not, because I actually know people with those names.
You don't know anyone.
Okay, you're right. I don't know anybody.
There was a little funny scene where he's treating them to a milkshake for the first time, and
Right.
Abdi tells his sister, "Oh, these are terrible. You
don't try it. You're gonna hate it."
some good humanizing though.
Yeah.
It's okay. I mean, this episode 2,
It was a little
not
slow.
really good.
Yeah.
As episode 1, lots of dragging.
I think you kind of need to.
Meanwhile, on episode 2 of season 2 of Cthulhu's Castle Rock, Annie has gotten back home, and Joy has been petrified. Like, oh my God,
Right.
Mom, where have you been? Why are you all bloody and disgusting?
Right. Well, then Annie starts packing up the stuff to move because of what she's done. And Joy's like, wait a minute, you just told me we were going to stay here for a while. So she gets pissed because she thought she was going to have a forever home.
The Laughing Place.
The laughing place.
Which, if I'm not mistaken, was also referenced in the novel as well a lot. It was something like Annie would say she would go to when she was depressed. Like, she would go to my laughing place, and she would disappear for a while.
Makes sense for
I think that's what happened.
Yeah.
And plus, did you notice the pig, pig pin on little Nils's outfit?
I did not.
Yeah, I think it was in episode 1, but like from the book as well in the movie,
Right.
she's a big pig fanatic.
Right.
Pigs are cool.
Pigs are cool.
If someone wants to send us a pig, we will.
We would take a pig,
Yeah.
living or dead.
Go leave that pig in a pet cemetery. That's how you get bad bacon.
Oh, yeah, we don't want that. So Joy goes tearing out of the house, and she trips and she falls on a bike.
So stupid looking.
And she breaks her hand open again, the one that she just, not broken open, but like she tears
Let me ask
the
you
stitches
something.
open.
She tears stitches open on her hand. From
Right.
a previous injury. Do we know anything about this?
Yeah, it was from the car crash.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Because I was wondering, because even the nurses and the doctors at the hospital were like, oh, this is from a previous injury.
Yeah.
I was thinking, from what?
The car crash.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That was so long ago. Back in episode 1.
It was all the way
Season
back
2
in episode 1, man.
of season 2
I know.
of Hulu's Castle Rock. But meanwhile, I mean, let's not jump ahead.
Right.
Let's not go back in time.
Okay.
One episode 2 of season 2
All right, I
of
understand
Hulu's
this.
Castle Rock.
I get it.
So they race to the hospital. Now, how come she is okay with taking Joy to the hospital now? But like she gets into a car wreck, and it's like, oh, I'll stitch you up myself. What's changed?
I think it just has to do with the fact that she works there and she actually trusts the hospital staff now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because she really is like trusting of this doctor because the doctor's willing to keep her secret. And
Yeah. That makes sense.
so,
Yeah.
but they get to the hospital and they take her back, and Joy doesn't want Annie to go back with her. She's like, no, I've got this all by myself.
Yeah, she's 16, so she
Hey,
can't.
she doesn't need to have her mom with her.
Of course, it's a really suspicious outburst, like in the hospital. I mean, but
Nah.
no, I mean,
yeah, I know.
obviously, like to an outsider, they're gonna be like, oh man, that mom's abusing her.
Yeah, maybe.
So the Dr. H, who is the only doctor in the hospital, I guess.
She's the only one ever at the hospital, and she's on call 24/7.
They really need to get some little staff, like maybe
Yeah,
Danny
think?
Tillins.
That'd be
I'm in the
crazy.
process of reading Dr. Sleep. Both of us are, and it's also, he gets a job at a hospital.
Very exciting. I haven't gotten that far yet.
Oh man, just wait. Let me tell you some little stuff that
No,
goes on.
not right now. Wait for that episode.
Unexpected subplots, 9/11. We'll get into that eventually. Whatever
Yes.
the fuck is going on with that book. But Dr. H is questioning Joy, like, oh, who stitched up your hand? And she
Right,
finds
where are you
out.
from? How come you've never really lived in any place?
And Joy comes up with some crazy cockadoodie thing that her mom has explained, that nurses have to travel around or they lose their license.
Right.
And Dr. H is looking at her like, ooh, fuck.
Right, like,
What have I gotten into?
Yeah, so after Dr. H leaves the room, Joy pulls out her phone that her friend has given her,
Yeah.
which is somehow miraculously connected to the internet already.
So I have questions about this.
Yes.
Instead of just texting, like, on Safari or whatever,
Yes.
she does a bunch of voice-to-text stuff.
Right.
Really elaborate. Like, she even knows how to do punctuation, how to do specific quotes, all in voice-to-text.
Right.
She has never had a cell phone in her life.
Or a
She's
computer.
never used the internet.
Yeah.
How is she so goddamn tech-savvy? I don't even know how to do voice-to-text.
I don't even know how to do that.
I don't know how to do punctuation. Do you? Every time I say, like, question mark, it'll just type out question mark. How the fuck do you do punctuation in voice-to-text?
I don't know.
I don't get it. But she is this brilliant computer hacker all of a sudden.
Yeah, I don't know. But then, of course, she's searching for, like, information about nurse licenses.
Yeah, she also has like a degree in research now. Yeah. She knows exactly the websites to go to, exactly the links to click on to find out the exact questions she needs answered within like 5 minutes.
Well, you know.
Half the time. I'll tell you something. Today, I went to get my oil change, and somehow in my pocket, I made my phone go into inverted mode. It took me 20 minutes to figure out how to turn it off.
I don't know how to do it on your phone. Didn't on the old phones you used to just hold down the
I don't know.
power button for like 3 seconds or
I
something.
don't know. It took me almost 20 minutes inside of McDonald's to fix this. This lady is fucking the Rocky Wood of nurse info within seconds.
She's splendid, man.
One of the real superheroes ever. Splendid Man.
Splendid Man?
Yeah, you ever read his comic books?
No.
That guy is definitely a sex criminal.
What the hell does that have to do with anything?
You said that is Splendid Man.
Oh, I see.
I don't even know that's a real superhero.
It sounds made up.
Can you imagine? Yeah, I'm Splendid Man, and I'm just okay guy. we try to solve crime, but most of the time we'll late.
Passable boy.
Cancelled Man. My favorite superhero. What happens next? Tim Robbins comes into the hospital and confronts Annie.
Yes.
She explains that this magical dog Ace has always knows how to find Ace by the scent.
Right.
And he explains that he went to Ace's house, let the dog out, and the dog went directly to Annie's cabin, which was cabin 19.
Right.
So he's like, "What the fuck did you do with my kid?" And what is this silly she comes up with?
She comes up with some story about Abdi chasing Ace in the woods.
Yeah, she explains Phyllis that Ace confronted her about
Right.
rent, and then he left when he saw a vehicle outside, and it was Abdi. And she just describes him as a black guy.
Right.
She's basically like, "Oh, a black guy chased him into the woods with a gun."
Surprise!
Which is pretty much what every white person says happened when a crime goes on. Oh, I think it was a black guy with a gun.
Black guy running away with a gun, man.
So that's the silly she comes up with. And she knows about Abdi because she was in the house when it got Molotoved.
Right.
And so Tim Robbins, he leaves, and he has his police, because he owns the police, I guess.
Yeah.
This gangster. He has the police abduct Abdi, and he wakes up tied in like this empty wheelhouse building.
Yeah.
Tied to some seat. Tim Robbins is asking him questions, and Abdi has no idea what the fuck he's talking
like,
about
"What the hell
because
are you talking about?"
he didn't kill Ace.
Right. So he's like, I don't know where the hell Ace is, you know?
So Ace, Bop goes and gets Ace's dog, and he's like threatening Abdi with sick in his nuts.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sick nuts boy.
Sick nuts.
Sick bald boy.
Sick
But
balls.
as he's threatening him with his dog, he just faints.
Yeah, he passes out. It's like, okay, I assume he's had some sort of heart attack or cancer.
That's right. He is sick he has the chemo
Yeah.
going on. So he passes out, and that was kind of lame. But I really like how suspenseful the next couple seconds are, because the leash is still around his arm.
Right.
And the dog is trying its best to fucking sick Abby's balls.
Right.
So this is like, the suspense comes with, oh shit, is this leash going to come unraveled before he can untie himself?
Right.
It's really cool. We don't see what happens with that. We do cut back to Annie, who drives back home with Joy.
Right.
And I think it's outside. She's like, well, what's up with all these fucking beetles that keep hitting my vehicle?
Yeah, all of a sudden all these bugs are pelting against the vehicle.
Yeah, beetles.
They're
Because,
beetles.
we didn't mention this, but inside the pit, wasn't like symbols like carved into the
Yeah,
walls,
almost
the beetles?
Egyptian.
Egyptian-esque.
Yeah, Egyptian-esque.
Beetles. I hate them. And she looks behind her, and there's a zombie Ace, just like, what, waving? What is he doing?
I don't know. He's just kind of standing there, and he's kind of covered with beetles, so...
Yeah. And that's when the episode
He
ends.
goes, rah,
That is true. He does go raw.
rah.
And Annie Milks goes, what?
What?
And Ace goes, what?
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 That was terrible. And I apologize. I am deeply ashamed of the direction this episode took.
Are you?
This episode, by the way, was episode 2, season 2 of Hulu's Castle Rock. I forgot the name of it.
That's pretty
The
bad.
title, as many times as I've said this, we have not said the title of the episode.
No, we haven't.
It is New Jerusalem.
It is New Jerusalem. I don't know if there's any... I'm sure there's a significance there, but it didn't click to me what the significance was yet.
Well, maybe she's discovered a new version of Jerusalem. That,
Maybe.
You know, the vampire fucking.
Vampire fucking.
You know, the thing about Dracula is he sucks. Stupid. I hate myself. I hate myself. Yeah, that's all the episode. We don't have anything else to say.
Yeah, it was a very slow episode.
Not much plot progression.
No, and I mean,
This could have not been an episode. It would have been fine.
Yeah, we probably wouldn't have changed anything.
This could have been 10 minutes of an episode.
It could have been.
But no, because all these streaming shows, they had to be like fucking 10 episodes when they could be 3.
Yeah. Like the last season, like the last 3 episodes were like, they could have been expanded, you know?
Yeah. Well, they could have just been written by someone who knew what the fuck they were doing.
That could be nice too, but it's like all this build up, which is cool, but then it goes nowhere.
I hate build up.
You don't like building?
You know what? If I ever met Bob the Builder, I would say just don't do it.
Can he build it?
No, you can't. Just knock it off. Is that still a show?
I don't know. You act like I watch children's cartoons.
I can't wait for a live action adaptation.
I'm sure there was.
Who would play him?
Bob.
Lily the cable guy.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm a building guy. I don't know what that show's about. They build stuff, I guess.
I don't know.
You think there's any erotic / fiction of Bob the Builder online?
Probably.
I bet you they utilize that tool belt quite a bit. And he probably has a really held helmet.
Probably.
I'm not talking about an actual helmet.
No, you're not talking about the one on the top of his head.
I mean, it would be pretty funny if he had a little tiny helmet on his dick.
That would be very cute.
Yeah.
Do you think the dick has a little tool belt?
Maybe.
That would be cute.
A little socket wrench.
Yeah.
Some nails. Watch out for those nails.
Nails would not be a good idea.
Well, now that everybody, including Thomas Joyce, has shut this episode off, how can folks find us online?
We can be found at www.castlerockcast.com. We can be found on Facebook at Castle Rock Radio for fans of Stephen King, podcast, and dick jokes. Our Twitter handle is at Castle Rock Cast. You can wear one of our styling t-shirts by going to tpublic.com/user/PMM Publishing. And of course, if you love us, please support us on Patreon at patreon.com/PMM Publishing. And of course, please rate and review us on iTunes. The more you rate us, the higher up we go in this ranking.
Now, before we end this episode, which one was it and what season is it?
I'm thinking this might have been episode 2 of season 2.
Of what?
Castle Rock on Hulu.
Oh, I don't know about that. I'll have to look into it. If not, I'll edit it out.
Okay.
All right, until next time.
Bye.
Goodbye.
You done it now, Jordy Verrill. You monkhead. You monkhead.